This is the YouTube edition of my book, A Course in Miracles Workbook Nuggets, which is a study aid for the course's workbook for students. I'll begin by reading my book's commentary on today's lesson over a visual of the book's text. I'll then return with some further thoughts on the lesson. Today's lesson is part of a 10-lesson group that runs from lesson 231 through lesson 240, each of which relates to the concept of salvation as used in the course. I'll be repeating this same introduction for each of lessons 231 through 240, so you can scan past this introduction in the future if you like. Timestamps taking you directly to today's Workbook Nugget commentary and my further comments are provided in the description below. In the section entitled, What is Salvation?, which precedes these 10 lessons, we are told that, quote, salvation is a promise made by God that you would find your way to Him at last. It cannot but be kept. It guarantees that time will have an end, and all the thoughts that have been born in time will end as well. End quote. Later in that same introduction, it says, quote, salvation is undoing in the sense that it does nothing, failing to support the world of dreams and malice. Thus it lets illusions go, end quote. So salvation is waking from the illusion. As we are told in lesson 152 of the workbook, quote, salvation is the recognition that the truth is true and nothing else is true, end quote. So to be saved, all you need do is wake. And the workbook is showing us how. Recall that in your practice sessions, you are urged to seek the feelings and experiences beyond the words. That is how you wake from the illusion. That is how you find salvation. Just reading about it is not enough. Can reading about water quench your thirst? No. Only drinking the water can. Today's lesson from my book and my further thoughts follow. A link to the book on Amazon.com is provided below. Lesson number 238, August 26th. On my decision, all salvation rests. This lesson can appear to have an unwarranted, self-congratulatory air about it. Yet the truth is the truth, and therefore must eventually be acknowledged, more despite us rather than because of our efforts. All we need do is see the full truth for one instant, and a lifetime of errors and illusions will vanish. Glimpses, practicing holy instants, hasten the time that moment of full vision will come. However, many of us, in fact, virtually all of us, will take a very long time to achieve that full vision. Yes, God has infinite trust in us, but it is trust in the one self to eventually break through. It is not trust in the ego as we go about our day-to-day, quotes, life. The title of today's lesson is, On My Decision, All Salvation Rests. Today's prayer begins with the phrase, quote, Father, your trust in me has been so great, end quote. The only reason that God's trust in us is so surprising is that we identify with the ego rather than our true eternal self. Our true eternal self is an extension of God, his child. As an extension of God, it can clearly be trusted with God's own plan of salvation. What we commonly think of as ourselves, a separate body and fearful ego, clearly cannot be. This is why salvation can only be obtained by waking from the illusion to who and what you are in truth.